Have you ever stared at the ceiling at night, drowning in the silence, wondering why it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and yours alone? They said it would get better, didn't they? They told you to stay strong, that people care about you. But when you reached out, all you got was an echo of your own pain, bouncing back, unanswered. You've been abandoned by the people you trusted most, left in a world where everyone seems to have someone, but not you. And now, you're forced to face the truth. You are on your own. But listen carefully. This is not the end. It's the beginning. Because in the silence of your solitude, you will discover the strength they never believed you had. In the darkness, you will learn to survive, to thrive, and to become unstoppable. It starts with the pain. The gut-wrenching realization that no one is coming to save you. At first, it feels like a punishment, like you're broken or cursed. Friends disappear, family distances itself, and those you loved most turn into strangers. The first night alone hits the hardest. The silence becomes deafening. You reach for your phone, scrolling endlessly, hoping to find someone who cares. But there's nothing. And that nothingness starts to consume you. You begin asking yourself the tough questions. Why me? What did I do wrong? Am I not enough? But here's the truth they don't tell you. Being alone doesn't mean you're not enough. It means you're becoming more. The world is filled with noise, with people who cling to each other to avoid facing their own emptiness. But you're different. You're facing it head on. And that takes courage. When the world abandons you, the darkness becomes your greatest teacher. It shows you who you really are, not the version you pretended to be for others. You start to see the lies society sold you. You need others to feel whole. You can't do it alone. Being alone is a failure, but the truth? Survival starts when you strip away the lies. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's a mirror. It reflects your flaws, your fears, and your strengths. At first, it terrifies you. You'll want to run from it, drown it out with distractions. But the more you resist, the stronger it becomes. So, you stop running. You sit in the discomfort, and slowly, the darkness stops being your enemy. It becomes your ally. It whispers truths you were too scared to hear before. You are stronger than this. You don't need them. You never did. When you're left with nothing, you have two choices. Let the loneliness destroy you. Let it rebuild you. And if you're still listening, it means you've chosen the second path. You're tired of being a victim. Tired of waiting for someone to save you. You're ready to rise. But rebuilding yourself isn't glamorous. It's messy, painful, and slow. It starts with small steps. Waking up early, even when you feel like staying in bed forever. Looking in the mirror, not to criticize, but to remind yourself, I'm still here. Taking care of your body, because it's the only thing you truly own. Day by day, you start to grow. You learn new skills, take on challenges, and face fears you once thought were impossible. And the best part, you do it alone. No one is there to clap for you, to cheer you on. And that's what makes it so powerful, because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Here's the irony. The moment you start thriving alone, the world takes notice. The same people who ignored your cries for help start to wonder, how did they do it? They see the strength in your eyes, the calm in your demeanor, the confidence in your step. And suddenly, they want to be a part of your life again. They come back with apologies, excuses, and promises. But by then, you've changed. You've realized that their validation doesn't define you. You don't need their approval anymore. This is where many fall back into old habits. They let those people back in, hoping things will be different. But you've learned the hard way. You know that the people who left you in the dark don't deserve a place in your light. Being alone isn't about isolation. It's about independence. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you have yourself. You don't need someone to lean on because you've built a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. You start to appreciate the silence that once haunted you. It becomes your sanctuary, a place where you can think, grow, and create. You stop comparing yourself to others because you've learned that their paths have nothing to do with yours. And most importantly, you stop fearing the future. You know that whatever comes your way, you'll face it head on, alone if you must, but never weak. Surviving alone teaches you the most important lesson of all. You are enough. You don't need their approval. You don't need their love. You don't need their help. Everything you need is already within you. And while the world may never understand the strength it takes to walk this path, you don't need them to. You didn't survive for them. You survived for you. One of the hardest lessons in surviving alone is learning to let go. You cling to the memories, the relationships, the promises made in fleeting moments. You tell yourself, maybe they'll change, maybe they'll come back, but they don't. And the longer you hold on to those fragments, the more they cut into you. Letting go feels like losing a part of yourself, doesn't it? But here's the truth no one tells you. You're not letting go of them. You're letting go of the version of you that needed them. This is where the real pain lies. Not in their absence, but in realizing how much you built your identity around their presence. It's like tearing out the roots of a tree, only to realize the soil underneath was never fertile to begin with. But when you let go, you create space. Space for growth, space for new beginnings, and most importantly, space for you. Strength. It's a word we hear often but rarely understand. Society teaches us that strength is about power, dominance, or being unshaken. But surviving alone shows you a different kind of strength. It's the strength to cry when you need to, without feeling weak. It's the strength to admit you're struggling, but refusing to give up. It's the strength to rebuild yourself, one shattered piece at a time. When you're alone, no one is there to witness your battles. There are no cheers, no applause. And yet you fight. Every single day you fight. That's real strength, not the kind that's put on display, but the kind that grows in silence, unseen and unyielding. When you survive alone, you learn to rely on the one person who will never leave you, yourself. At first, it feels impossible. You doubt your ability to handle life's challenges without help. But then you start solving problems on your own. Small ones at first, like fixing something around the house or making a tough decision. With each success, your confidence grows. You begin to trust yourself. You stop second-guessing every move, every choice. And you realize that you don't need anyone else to validate your worth or capabilities. This self-reliance doesn't just make you stronger. It makes you free. Free from the fear of abandonment. Free from the need for approval. Free to live life on your terms. They thought you'd crumble. They thought leaving you would destroy you. And for a while it did. But what they didn't count on was your resilience. Your revenge isn't loud or vengeful. It doesn't involve proving them wrong with words. No, your revenge is quiet. It's in your growth, your transformation. It's in the way you pick yourself up every time you fall. It's in the way you thrive despite the odds. And when they see you again, stronger, wiser, unshaken, they'll realize the mistake they made. But by then, you won't care. Their regret will mean nothing to you, because you'll have built a life that doesn't include them. One of the greatest gifts of being alone is the clarity it brings. Without the distractions of others' opinions, expectations, and demands, you have the space to discover what truly matters to you. You start asking yourself questions you never had time for before. What do I want out of life? What makes me happy? What legacy do I want to leave behind? In solitude, you find purpose. Not the kind society imposes on you, but the kind that comes from within. It might be creating art, helping others, or simply living authentically. Whatever it is, it's yours. And when you find that purpose, loneliness transforms into something beautiful. You're no longer surviving alone. You're thriving in solitude. After spending so much time alone, the idea of reconnecting with others can be terrifying. You've grown comfortable in your solitude, and the thought of letting someone back into your life feels like a risk. What if they hurt you again? What if they leave? What if they shatter the peace you've worked so hard to build? These fears are valid. But here's the thing. Surviving alone has given you the tools to protect yourself. You've learned to set boundaries, to recognize red flags, and to prioritize your well-being. So when you do reconnect, it's not out of desperation or neediness. It's a choice, a conscious decision to share your life with someone without losing yourself in the process. By now you've transformed. The person who once felt broken and abandoned is gone. In their place stands someone unshakable, someone who has faced the darkness and come out stronger. Your confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, steady, and unyielding. You no longer seek validation from others because you found it within yourself. This confidence isn't just about how you feel. It's about how you live. You walk with purpose, speak with conviction, and make decisions without fear. You've become someone others look up to, even if they'll never admit it. And the best part, this confidence isn't something they can take away. It's yours, built brick by brick through the trials you've endured. Surviving alone isn't just about getting through the hard times. It's about creating a legacy. It's about showing others that it's possible to rise from the ashes, to rebuild what was broken, and to thrive despite the odds. Your story becomes a beacon of hope for those still struggling. It shows them that solitude isn't a curse. It's an opportunity. An opportunity to grow, to heal, and to discover the strength within. So as you move forward, remember this. Your survival isn't just for you. It's for everyone who comes after you. It's for those who feel like they can't go on, who think they're not strong enough. Because when they see you, standing tall, unshaken, and thriving, they'll believe they can do it too. This is the art of surviving alone. And you, my friend, are the masterpiece. That's all. I'm out. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Until next time.